Hey everybody, welcome back. So today, this is the first video that I'm filming of 2020. So I figured this would be a great time to do this video because I was actually thinking of doing like a 2020 makeup goals, or like how I plan to alter my makeup appreciation, I guess, in 2020. And then I saw this video that Jessica Braun did. She isn't the first, she won't be the last, but this is who I stole it from. And I was like, you know what? This kind of encompasses what I wanted to talk about with a few extra things thrown in. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do the beauty consumer tag. I think that's what it's called. So there's 13 questions. I'll list them down below. If you want to do this video, leave me a comment down below so that I know to go and watch yours. And that's how that's going to work. Let's get into this. So, how much do you spend on makeup in a month and in a year? So, I will say that it has drastically changed over the course of the past year. So in 2019, I really changed how I spent money on makeup and how I purchased makeup. So before that, I was spending so much, like a ridiculous amount, and I ended up not liking a lot of what I bought. And of course, you guys know, I'm terrible at returning things. I can't stand returning things. It's a hassle. I don't like to do it. So I have to pull my own teeth to get me to do it. And that was hurting me because I was ending up keeping all this stuff that I really wasn't using. And then I would declutter it because I'm not happy with it. And it was a vicious cycle. So let's say in like 2018, dude, I was probably spending like well over $2,000, possibly $3,000, maybe more. Because I know in 2018, I got Diamond at Ulta, and you have to spend like $1,200 just at Ulta. And I was still purchasing a lot from Sephora there as well. And then in 2019, I was just like, you know what? Something's got to give. So I just looked at my stuff. And of course, I did this a day late. I should have looked at it yesterday while all of my totals were still for 2019. But the day got away from me. So I went through and kind of tabulated. It looks like at Ulta for the entire year of 2019, I spent roughly $700. And I'm just going to say roughly because I think it was actually a little bit less than that. But I went through and added up my online orders, which is where I do shop the most. But I have bought a few things in the store. I estimated roughly $100 I spent in the store at buying like actual products. And then I also have almost $200 worth of that is hair appointments. So if you think of it that way, on just makeup at Ulta and skincare might have been like the better portion of that, and fragrances. So if I take out the hair appointments that I paid for, then I spent roughly $500 at Ulta on makeup and skincare and fragrances. And I would venture to say that skincare and fragrance was by far the majority of that. So just a rough estimate, I would say I probably spent less than $200 on actual makeup at Ulta, which is great. Vast improvement. I did not hit platinum this year, or diamond. I did not want to do that. And I managed to just keep platinum for this year, which is fine by me. And then at Sephora, I spent a whopping $45 for the whole year. I had for January and February of 2019, I had 2 Sephora Play boxes, and then I canceled it. So that was $20 each, or $20 total. And then I made one purchase from Sephora for the entire year. And that was during my birthday month. Because I just wanted to get the gift with purchase stuff, and I wanted to cash in as many points as I could because I really just don't plan on spending hardly any money at Sephora again this year. And the additional $25 that I spent was buying a small eyeshadow palette. So that is the one beauty purchase that I made at Sephora last year. And that is great. Now, I do think that I purchased a few things at Walmart throughout the year. I'm going to estimate that at probably $100 or less. So overall, I spent, let's say, roughly $850 on makeup and beauty products in general last year. Because like I said, it had been so much worse before, and I'm just really happy with the changes that I made in how I purchased. So that was great. And then how much in a month? Like, well, divide that up. Less than $100 a month. I would say on average though, dude, I'm probably spending less than $30 a month on actual makeup products. I would say that just buying, like, replenishing my skincare that I've used up, I'm not really going to count that because that's almost like shampoo and conditioner. Like, I'm going to buy that because I need to buy it. But just buying, like, things because I want to buy them, drastically cut down. Number 2, do you feel guilty about how much you spend on makeup? For sure, I used to. I felt so bad every time that I decluttered, because while it felt great to declutter, at the same time, I was like, oh my God, like I bought these things and then I just didn't use them enough, or I didn't like them enough, and it really made me feel pretty crappy about how I was, like, managing my money. Because it's like the money that I was spending is all just basically discretionary income, just, money that I just had to spend on me for whatever I want. But then I would look back on it and be like, I could have bought something so much better that I really would have used or loved more than just buying all this stupid makeup. So yes, I felt bad about it. This year, not so much. Number 3, do you get FOMO related to makeup releases? I used to, especially whenever my channel was focused more on specifically reviewing makeup, because you do get caught up in this trap of, I have to buy it right away, because if I don't get my review up, someone else will get their review up. No one will watch my video, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, that's what was happening the majority of the time anyway, because of my work schedule. I just couldn't get things as quickly as other people could get them. Like, there are some people who will literally be at the store the day something launches and buy it, bring it home, and get a video up within like an hour. Now, to me, that's not a true review. And I don't tend to, like, trust those reviews, but a lot of people do. And you're competing with people like that who are kind of cutthroat about it. And it just really started to leave a bad taste in my mouth, which is why I kind of changed my channel entirely to just do videos that I want to do and not feel this pressure to do it. And I'm a lot happier now with it. Next up, number 4. I don't know why this is like all caps. Do you purchase or keep items simply because they are limited edition? I'm gonna say no, because even before, like, I didn't necessarily feel like an extreme need to purchase something just because it was limited edition, unless I really genuinely thought, like, oh, I love this, But I will say that there is one Becca highlight that I don't use as much because I really love the limited edition packaging that it's in, and it's the rose quartz one. Whenever I bought it, it was limited edition. Apparently they brought it back and now just have it as part of the regular line, but it's not in the cute, like, pink packaging. So I do use that one sparingly because I want it to look nice and I want to be able to keep the packaging and stuff. But that's honestly the only thing that I have kept kind of precious because it's limited edition. Number 5, would you be willing to pay more money for a sold out product online? No, absolutely not. No way in hell. Let me say this without sounding judgy, if that's possible, but I think that that's a bit extreme, and it's an extreme that I would definitely not go to, especially whenever you have people that will buy up a bunch of, let's say a particular eyeshadow palette that comes out, and that the palette is coming back eventually. They're gonna restock it eventually. But then they're selling it online for like 5 times the price, and people actually buy it. And I'm just like, Okay. You do you. I'm glad that's not my money. You can do what you want with your money, but not happening. That's just honestly kind of stupid to me. And maybe it's just because I'm getting to be a little bit of an old lady, but I just, I would rather just wait and get it whenever it's back in stock, than do something like that. Number 6, do you wish you could spend more or less? I wish I had an endless amount of money and I can just spend everything that I wanted to. So in that sense, yeah, I wish I could spend more. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to spend that money on makeup. I would much rather spend that money on like a new kitchen, a new bathroom, things for the house, like things like that. So I don't wish to spend more money on makeup. I do wish that I could spend even less this year, but at the same time, I'm not going to put a limit on what I plan on purchasing. If I really, truly feel like I love something, I'm going to buy it, and that's that. But I just want to really think through whether I'm going to use it as much as I think I will before I purchase it. Number 7, do you feel compelled to buy something when you see it in someone else's collection? Occasionally, I do. There are definitely some people that I watch where I'm like, ooh, they love this product. It looks great on them. I think it could work for me. And then I will sometimes purchase it, or I'll keep it on my list of things that I want to buy. And if a good sale arises, or if I get a bonus that I wasn't expecting or something like that, I'll treat myself to it. But I don't often just go out and like impulse buy anymore. Number 8, do you buy more during the holidays? I tend to, just because my birthday falls at the beginning of November. And usually, you have like coupons from places, you have like rewards and all that stuff. So since it kind of falls at the start of the holiday shopping time, I tend to buy more because I will buy myself basically whatever I want. And I almost always buy myself like fragrances for birthday and Christmas and things like that. So I do tend to spend more, but mainly because my birthday falls there. If my birthday did not fall in the holiday shopping season, I probably would not. Number 9, have you ever hidden a makeup purchase from family or friends? No. No, not really, but I will tell you a funny story. Whenever I was in college, this has nothing to do with makeup, by the way, but it is a hidden purchase story. Whenever I was in college, I basically spent a lot of money that I should not have spent on buying a bag that I should not have bought. It was almost an impulse buy. Like, I thought about it for a while, but it was one of those things where like I shouldn't have bought it, and I know I shouldn't have bought it. And I knew that my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, if he saw a new bag in my collection, he would be like, what the hell are you thinking? And I bought it anyway. I was so excited about it. But then I got home and I realized, how am I ever going to like use this? Like, I don't want to use it whenever he's around, because he's going to say something to me about like how I shouldn't have done it. And I hid it under my bed for a while. I think I had it for like almost a whole month. And I would bring it out occasionally, but I even kept the tags on it because I felt in my heart that like it just wasn't right. And I was thinking the whole time like, I should return it. Maybe I should return it. I don't want to return it. I really love it. And I just, it wore on me so bad. And every night I would have to like take everything out of it, put it back in the dust bag, put it back in the box, put it back in the bag, then put it under my bed and like kind of hide things around it. And then one day I got very, very ill, and I thought it was the flu. It was really terrible for like a whole week. And then I started having chest pains, and I thought I was having a heart attack and dying. And I was literally a block from the hospital at that point. And I just put on my coat and went outside, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the hospital and tell them I'm having a heart attack. And I got there, I called my boyfriend and I was like, I'm in the hospital. I think I'm dying. Can you come and like be with me or whatever? And so after they admitted me and everything, I told him just go back to my apartment, get, like phone chargers, get me some like underwear, give me things like that. And after I sent him, I realized that the bag was under the bed and that something else that I had told him to get was also stored under the bed. I freaked out. I was like on the phone with him the whole time, like, you don't need to get that thing. Just get this thing and this thing. I was so terrified that he was going to find it and be like, what the hell were you thinking? Now, it turned out I wasn't having a heart attack, by the way. My gallbladder basically ruptured, but so I was fine. But I was so nervous about that bag that literally the day that they discharged me from the hospital, I went and got that bag and returned it and just had to rid myself of it. It was so toxic. So don't do that, kids. Don't do it. Number 10, do you have more than 10 products in your collection that you have not used in over a month? I would say probably yes. However, the products that I have that I don't use all the time tend to be eyeshadow palettes, blushes, some highlights, and I'm looking over here at what I have. Eyeshadow, blushes, highlights, and lipstick. So those 4 categories, I have quite a few of those things. And sometimes I'm just not in the mood to use X, Y, or Z. But then, a few weeks later, I might be like, oh, I'm on a kick and I just want to wear this all the time. So I don't feel bad about that. I think that's perfectly fine, honestly. If there's something that you haven't touched in several months, then I think that that's time to maybe be like, is it worth keeping? But whenever you have a decent amount of anything, like, especially if you don't wear makeup every single day, then there's going to be things inevitably that you aren't using all the time. Number 11, have you ever been pressured to purchase something you could not afford or did not need? Kind of, but it's pressure like from myself. I feel like a couple years ago, especially it was happening, whenever my channel was younger and I was like really wanting to try to grow my channel and engage with people and blah, blah, blah. Not that I don't want to do that now, but it was like, top of my priority list. I would get suggestions on like, oh, can you review this product or that product or whatever? And it's like, I wanted to please those viewers. And so sometimes I would buy things that I wouldn't normally buy. Like I wouldn't buy because I genuinely thought that I would like them and that I would use them. I would buy them because people wanted to see a review on them. And sometimes they would be like, more high-end products and things. And I just had to tell myself, like, dude, just stop. Like, number one, a lot of these people probably aren't even subscribing. They're just, leaving their comment and going along their way. Like, I never saw comments from them before or after again. And, it just kind of was like, you want to strike that balance between having a relationship with the people that watch your videos and that subscribe and that support, and also not allowing yourself to get caught up in trying to please everybody every single day all the time. So eventually I just told myself I'm only going to do videos on products that I buy because I genuinely want to know if they're going to work out, and not because I think that it will get views or I think that it will please some random person that asked me to review something. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a millionaire. I don't have like tons and tons of extra money to spend just on purchasing something so that you don't have to spend money on purchasing it. Like I'm just like everybody else. So if I'm buying it because I want to, then yeah, I'm going to buy it. But I no longer buy things just to please other people, or to hope that they will like subscribe because I accommodated their request or something. I just, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers can get caught up in that, especially if you're starting out and you do so desperately want to try to grow or whatever. Number 12, do you purchase makeup for collector reasons? No. And I also, again, not to sound judgy, but it's just, it's not who I am or who I want to be or how I want to spend my money. So whenever I do see people who have just massive collections of makeup that that they could never use in 30 lifetimes. And I'm just talking like, I'm not talking about like, a tower of Alex drawers with some makeup. I'm talking about the people that have just like drawer after drawer after drawer after dresser after dresser after dresser, and bin after bin after bin, just a whole like room full of makeup that that they literally never touch. To me, it just seems like a waste. And, I get that, like, to other people, things that I might collect seems like a waste. So, it's, everyone has their thing, but to me, collecting makeup in that way is not how I want to spend my money. But of course, I spend my money in other ways that people would not agree with. So it's all fine, but it's not fine for every person. Like not everybody will be on the same page on stuff like that. And the last question, in your makeup journey, have you become less or more consumeristic? I definitely less consumeristic, but at the same time, I'm still a consumer. I love buying things. I love shopping. I love, like feeding the beast because it makes the world go round. Like if everyone stopped buying everything, millions of people would be out of jobs, society would collapse, blah blah blah. So I do think it's a necessary vice to have, at least if you want the world to keep spinning the way that we're used to it spinning. But I've definitely gotten more aware of how I spend, what I spend, and if I'm making a good choice or not. That's the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you do this video, let me know down below so that I can go and watch your video. And that is it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.